side. Do that on each side one more time. Drop your hands down to your sides, go ahead and roll your shoulders back. Feeling as you do that, feeling your shoulder blades pick up, and feeling them pinch together, and then slide down along your spine. Should feel like a nice massage. And then switch directions, roll it forward a couple times. And go ahead and relax your shoulders and kick it up towards your ears. Just reminding us always to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. If you're like me, when I was a young violinist, I used to pinch my violin as hard as I could with my shoulder when I was trying really hard. So just remember always as we're focusing to keep those shoulders, keep that upper body nice and relaxed, to keep strain out of our voice. Go ahead and place your hands now on your belly. We're going to breathe in for 4, out for 8. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 8. Remember to keep your hands here to feel that breath going down towards the belly button. As we breathe out, rather than a steady stream of air, we'll pulse. So shh, 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 as you exhale. So here we go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now each of those pulses you should be able to feel the engagement of your diaphragm controlling your breath as you exhale. We're going to do the same thing, but we'll exhale for 12 this time. Here we go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Excellent. One more time. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 16. Here we go. Ready? Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Excellent. Let's just do it on. Opening up that jaw, feeling that vertical space in our mouth and our soft palate lifting up. One more time. Good. Take a breath in. This time the gentle side out on 3. you want to keep your fingers right on the corners of your mouth. This will help remind us not to spread our vowels sideways and focusing on keeping that vibration up here in your nose. You should almost feel like it's tickling your nose a little bit. Here we go. Good, let's pause. So we did this exercise in sectionals yesterday, and the same thing happened when we changed the vowel. It fell back here. So just like we did with the O vowel, we want to think about creating the space at the back of your head, that vertical space for the vowel to resonate, tucking your chin back, brightening, activating the sound to project it forward. Let's start where we were. Nice bright open shorter notes, that staccato sound, really controlling the breath support with your diaphragm. So you may want to put your hands back on your belly so you can feel that engagement. Focus on getting the vowel change in the middle from ha to he, and engaging with your core and keeping the pitch nice and lifted as well. Here we go. Let's start one more time. Let's go back to where we were. Here we go. I'll give you a longer breath. Ready?
Testing. This is working. Hello, testing. Is this working? Is it on? Can you hear me? Okay, so we're going to start in the Haydn, Gloria. But first, let's welcome our new accompanist for BCCO. Yay, Leon! Great. We're very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, okay, Gloria. Okay? Right from the very beginning. Ready? Nope. I still see people looking at their music, looking for where we are. Right? Great. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Number one rule in singing is that you have to breathe before you sing. And the breath needs to be in time, all right? Okay, let's look up. Let's do the first, look at your first bar. Here's the C. Memorize it. Everybody looking up? Yeah, that's it. All we're doing is our first bar, right? That's 1,000 times better because we breathe in tempo. Now, not only for the first note, but every entrance you have, you're counting 1, 2, 3, ready, and pa, domine Deus, like all those things. Make sure we breathe in time, okay? Yeah, much better. Not de-yo. De-o. De like common. You want to go. De-o. Right? One more time. Get used to practicing the breath exactly in time. Get ready? So much better, so much better. Now, what ends up happening is that your breath is getting much better about getting us, so we're entering on time, and then we slow down because you're waiting for the sound. Remember, you're the ones making the music. You cannot wait for the sound to come to you because that means everybody is late. Every single person's late. So let's do it right at the, okay. Good. Now, et in terra, please. Et in terra, right? Now, can you go tam pam padam, right? We should just make it a game. Every single one of you owes $1 if you do it. This is what we do with the orchestras. You play in the rest, you owe $1, right? If you have an American R, guess what? It's drinks on the other people that are not singing, right? Seriously, we have to figure out a way to do this, and economics always works. We're in Berkeley. Good, good. That was fantastic. We got et in terra. Can you do the same thing? Pax hominibus. Tenors and basses. What's an F? Et in terra, yeah. Et in terra, pax hominibus. Can you crescendo, decrescendo those two? So every single one of them has a little bit of a push and pull, okay? Right on your entrance. Ready? Almost. That was like, what? Wait, we started? Better. That's it. And good. Yeah. Bone voluntatis. Can you make those 2-bar crescendos, 2-bar decrescendos? So that we have ta da ta da, pa da 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 da. All these are 2 bars. And then at bar 21, those are 4-bar phrases. So can we start right there? This is bone voluntatis. And let's just right there, bar 21. Yeah, yep. Yeah, get used to it. I'm not going to count it off anymore. Yeah, let's do it again. Ready? I'm going to conduct it one more time. Ready? And. That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. So that we have shape, right? Remember at the very beginning, the music is Gloria in excelsis Deo, and this was ta di ti ti. So we have different types of shapes from the very beginning of this, right? Gloria in excelsis Deo. Excellent entrance. Forte. Now we change. And here we go, long. Then we change. Good. That's harder because Gloria starts with a strong consonant, laudamus te. You have to make it more percussive. So it doesn't sound like lauda, but la. So the L is more percussive. Make it more declamatory. Right there, right? That's fantastic. Laudamus te, off. See if you can make the end cut off just as vertical as all the other notes. Excellent, and we do it again with different words. Yeah, benedicimus te, because we want this to be very crisp and sort of like it's standing up at attention, it needs to be a little bit more separate. Benedicimus te. Okay, just that one. That one. Same thing, but different words. And now. Basses. Good. For this, I would like the tenor twos, all tenor twos, to join in with the basses on bar 49. Gratias, gratias. Okay, let's just do that right there. 49. Not the downbeat, just the tenor twos and basses. And 1. Yeah. So tenor twos just go on gratias hagimos gra. Okay, just continue with your line after that. So bar 51, you go back up to the normal tenor line. Now this needs to be a little bit more like a trumpet, right? And 1. Yeah, excellent tenors, and then basses and baritones. Ti-tam. That last note, just make it nice and firm and rhythmic, okay? Let's do that same thing again from glorificamus. This is bar 41, 41. This is still a little bit more marcato, declamatory. Good. Yeah, get ready to come in. That's great. Now, sopranos, when you ba da bam ba, can you make those also not too gliding in between, not too floaty, but ta 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 ta, also a little bit marcato. We're losing time. Glorificamus, glorificamus te. That breath needs to be quick and exciting. So at the end of bar 44. At the end of that, we're all going to take a breath after Camus te, breath, all right? Camus te, glorifica. One more time, same place, 41. And go. Good. Good. Yeah, not bad. Altos, sopranos have this lovely, just, held note. It's like barbershop quartet. But then all of a sudden the altos and tenors have this nice little line. Let's do the altos first. This is bar 51, right? Let's just hear it first. 2 and da. Yeah, not bad. Right? Let's do it one more time, a little slower, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, not bad. Now a tiny bit faster. Ma da ba bum ba da, ha 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 ha. Right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the hardest one. It's the second bar of your note, the resolution, the second big beat. We need to hear a little bit more. A lot of people want to take the breath there at the same time. I think you have to take breaths other places so we hear all the notes, okay? Tenors, can you join us? Can we hear what it sounds like together? Yeah, beautiful 6. So let's do both voice parts together. 2 and da. Yeah, that's much better. Tenors are like, oh, whoa, wait, they had 3 passes out before we had to do it. Let's do the 2 tenors alone. 2 and da. Yeah. So Haydn also did Italian, so we're going to do Italian first. Agi, agimus. Agimus is German. So agi, so it's J is G I. Okay. Let's do tenors and altos right there. Gratias. Right. 2 and da. Good. Now sopranos, I guarantee your held note is going to be heard. So if we can make it a little bit softer so we can hear what those other 2 voice parts are doing, okay? Let's do the same thing from the same place. Glorificamus, bar 41. Bar 4, 1. 4, 1. Basses. N. Good. Bar 58. Bar 58. Do you see those FZs in the orchestra? Can you add one for you two? Sforzati. Can you also add one for yourself at bar 60? Bar 60, add an FZ, which means suddenly, exciting forte. It's like some people interpret it as an accent. And then the altos and tenors, bar 61. You have a change of note. Can you put an accent there too, so we can hear that change of note too? Finally, marking again, bar 55. At the end of that bar, take a very quick breath. So it's either gloriam propter mam or tibi propter. Okay? Can we do that? Bar 55. Right? Just bar 55 to get the breath into the next bar. Right? Yeah, almost, yeah. That's exactly where we are, right? Good. Yeah. I don't hear. I don't hear the gloriam. I don't hear your pitches, okay? Without the sopranos. Yeah, so that's where we're laid. Gloriam, gloriam, right? With tenors too. Is everybody without sopranos? Yeah, yeah. Even quicker, just make it more exciting. Everybody there with sopranos, bar 55? Yeah, that's great. Good accents, really, really nice accents. Let's put this all together, bar 41. Now, this is joyous music. It has timpani, it has trumpets. It is always uplifting. We don't get to the minor section until later on where we pretend to be really, really dramatic, right? So this is all just kind of up. So it's not just glorifica, glorifica, right? Good, and breath. Here we go. Nice, that's very clean and exciting. Here we go. Yeah. Oh no. We forgot that this is the dramatic section. So 74, we added dynamics there, right? We made it stronger. Can we start from bar 7-0? Let me just hear the sopranos and altos. Dum, ba, da, 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 dum. The same thing as before. Make it a very nice little bow, right? Sopranos and altos only there. Yeah, exactly. Dum, ba, da, 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 dum. A little curtsy, a little bow. Let's do those two. Four bars for the sopranos and altos only. Again. Yeah, but then we change. Tam ba da 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 dum, ta da 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 dum, de ta ta Deus pater. So it has a completely different affect. We have something that's beautiful, gentle, and then intense. And we need to hear that change right. Okay? One more time, sopranos and altos only. Yeah, good. And then become like furrow the brows a little bit. Now, the thing is that hard is that we don't want the sound to be flat. We get do, oh, it's a D. D, as in David. Domine Deus, Rex Celestis, de. Always forward, don't go back. De, but de. Be a little bit more like stare through the note, right? Deus pater, right? De. Let's do the tenors and basses, bar 71. Good. That's excellent. Really nice. Make sure that when we get intense, you don't speed up. Okay? Now, Domine Domine Deus, Domine Deus. Make sure it's not too flat, okay? Let's do all 4 voice parts, bar 7-0. Altos and sopranos first, then tenors and basses come in, and then we all become a little bit dramatic. Nice, really nice. Now this, we want to hear all the entrances because we come in different times. Bass is sustained through the entire time, while all the other 3 voice parts take breaths in between. So when the sopranos and altos come in, we want to hear Deus, we want to hear the D. So, tenors, you come in by yourself, we want to hear Deus, right? It becomes a really nice sonic thing when the audience doesn't know where and who is singing, okay? Let's do it one more time, same exact thing. The section before that is getting really nice. I want to conduct ta-da-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, tom-pa. It's just a completely different feeling, and we're starting to really get into that. That's really nice. Good. Bar 78, sopranos and altos. Yeah. Can you say de, right? Just say that. That D requires a little bit more energy because it doesn't cut through like teus. If you did teus, we would all hear it really easily. But the vocalized consonant gets lost a little bit. So can you put an accent on that or something? It just needs to be a little bit more so we perceive that you're even saying a consonant, okay? Yeah, that's great. That's much better. Go again. That's really nice, and really nice consonant for the end one too. Tenors, tenore. Let's do 79. Almost? Yeah. Remember that when we want to get accented, we don't want it to get too flat. Because I hear Deus and stuff. Deus. Make it focused rather than heavy. Deus, Deus, Deus. That's exactly it. Nice D. Now, sopranos, altos, tenors. Let's see if we can hear the tenors through the altos and sopranos. Get ready. Nice. That was fantastic. Basses. Let's join us. Let's do from 70-7-0 again. Or as the French would like to say, 60-10. Good. So write in the articulations for that. I'm not going to say anything, but you started to do it. And you should know which one it is. Okay? Let's do that one more time, starting from bar 93. 93. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Now the goal is to get the rhythms as accurate as possible within this phrase. And so when you have do, do, mi, ne, fe, di, 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 ba, ba, da, ta, ta, da, da, ta, ba, ba is wrong. Pa, da, da, right? You need to make sure that the eighth notes are clean. Let's do 93 one more time. Okay. Almost, almost. I think everybody should phrase the same way as the sopranos are, all the way to the end. See if we can make it a lovely line, right? Yeah. See, you're going Janite, Janite, Janite. Can you just the sopranos do it? Janite and Janite. Yeah. So just make sure you really want to, because it's like Italianized, Janite, right? But it's not. Janite, you have to make sure it's straight. Okay? One more time. Almost. No. Breathe in time. That's it. Get ready, sopranos! Sopranos, that was great. It's getting really, really nice. Let's do 116. Look at 116. Everybody take a breath at the end of that bar. Okay, same thing as before. Take a breath at that end bar. Sopranos, let's do your line. Ha ha ha. Excellent. Now, the Baroque styling, which affected the classical music, is that the note before 16th notes is short. Ta ba da da, ta da 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 dee da da, ta da da dee dee da da, ta da 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 da. So can you see if we can get a little bit of an accent on the 16th notes? Dum pa da dum pa da 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 dum pa da 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 ta da 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 dum bum. Right? Well, I'm sure I'm not supposed to count off. Almost. The breath should not be, it should be fee. That's exactly it. That's exactly it, okay? Now, sometimes they're a tiny bit late, but that's just because we got it the first time. But it's exactly the right dynamic and everything, and articulation, okay? I see that the fly that was here is now over there. There's three of you standing up in a row, and it was like one batted it into the next person batted it into the next. It's this funny thing. Feliz, pa, pa. Breath. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yay! Let's do everybody bar 112. 112. That's fantastic. Now, bar 116, we're asked to take a breath. That means that last note needs to be pretty short. I would get to the consonant as fast as possible. Patris filius, pa filius. Pa, see if you can get to it a little quicker, okay? One more time, bar 112. That's great. Really, really nice length of note. I didn't hear the S from everybody, especially sopranos, but see if you can really just get that in. That's the entirety of the Gloria first part. The Gloria in this particular Mass comes back in the middle of this length, okay? So I want to read this entire first part, and then we're going to go to the section that's almost exactly the same, okay? So this is back at the beginning of the Gloria. There's a joke that I have with stage managers, because when orchestras are tuning, you think everybody's done, and then there's one bass that keeps on tuning. And that's what it is. It's like, we start from silence, but I still hear. Beautiful. Change your. Very, very joyous. That's exactly it. It's like bubbling. And go. That's it. Basses, go. Altos. Basses. And go. Nice. Woo! Now that has joy in it, it has shape into it, it has a progression that goes through, it's absolutely gorgeous. So the thing that we want to do is really have in your your mind, the ideas of each of those phrases. Whether this is a long, beautiful lyrical phrase, or this is a more intense phrase, or where we have the Deus pa, where we change into the minor mode, the orchestra starts playing a little bit more tumultuously. Actually, they've been playing like that beforehand, but they go into minor mode, right? All of these things give it a much more broad palette of colors than just kind of like Gloria in excelsis, right? And it becomes so much more fun. Now, the Qui Tollis is part of the Gloria in the Mass, right? This is going to be a cello solo with a baritone solo, and we come in and sing on bar 149. We're not going to do this right now, but just note that we sing a little bit. We're going to do this a little bit later on. And then you see that we have some music that we sing with the baritone, with the cello. But then I want you to turn to the Quoniam to Solus Sanctus, which I have as bar 196. Page 28, I hear. Everybody just do this text with me. Quoniam to Solus Sanctus. And yeah, to solus dominus, to sol. Yeah, and then take a little lift at the end of that. To solus dominus, to solus altissimus, Jesu Christe. Let's try to read some of this, okay? Yeah, no, good. That's very great. Yeah, just take a nice breath. Remember, this is a sprightly music, so we take a sprightly breath. Quoniam tu solus sanctus. And feels like the same sort of joyous thing like we just did in the Gloria. So let's just give it Quoniam tu solus sanctus, okay? Now, it's not Quoniam tu solus sanctus, but Quoniam tu solus sanctus. So release that note. Everybody just on your first pitches at bar 196. Yeah, but sing that entire bar, right? Right? That's great. Quoniam tu solus sanctus. Quoniam tu solus sanctus. Go to sanctus. That's excellent. Now let's do that and going on and with Leon too, right? Excellent. Sopranos, bar 103, you come in with the basses a beat ahead of the tenors and altos. Can you have a quarter note rest before that note? So it's a very nice, clear entrance. Tu solus altissimus, Jesu Christe. Basses, bar 203, same thing with you. On bar 203, make your mus at the very beginning of the bar a quarter note, then take a big fat rest, and then come in with your next note. Altos and tenors, that bar 203, half note, and then take a breath before the next bar. So we all just take breaths in different places. Altos and tenors take a breath before the downbeat, and sopranos and basses take a breath before your surprising next note. Okay, one more time from bar 196. Excellent. I find it very amusing. Sopranos, your altissimus needs to be higher. Your altissimus. So, altissimus, mus, yay. Let's just do the sopranos. Can you do pick up to bar 200? Todos altissimus, Jesu Christe. Right? Just like mus, yay. Okay? Tu so. Yeah. Just go. Sorry for the. Oh, what's the G? Moose. Yay. Right? Moose. Yay. Just do that right there. I know it's high, but sorry. Ready? And. Yeah. What I need to hear is moose. Yay. Moose. Yay. It's like you see a moose. Moose. Yay. Right? I went to Maine for summer workshops, and those things are huge. Cars run into them, and the car loses. Okay? It's completely true. It just like hits them, and they just kind of walk off, and you're like, Jesus. Okay, and that's exactly it. Okay, let's do your entire line. Right? Whoa, wow, I was flat. Right? Yeah, that's it. Everybody from the beginning, 196. Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Yes, good. So the notes are different. The breaths are going to be exactly in the same place. Quo niam tu solus sanctus, tu solus dominus, tu sol. So take a lift after sanctus on bar 209. Sanctus, tu solus dominus. Breath before 211, before 2. And then the hardest thing for us Americans is tu is not a diphthong. We hear a little bit too much of tu. Tu. Tu so, tu sol, tu so. Make it T-O-O-O-O-O-O-O. Tu so. Okay? Let's do 208. Altos, do you see your notes? They're higher than the sopranos. You're like, what was Haydn doing? It's great. That's great. Really nice reading. I know we haven't done this. It's really great, okay? So sopranos, tu solus altissimus, has a different rhythm. So can you put an accent on that 8th note so we really hear that has a nice different rhythm? And then bar 215 for all 4 voice parts. Moose, yay. So this time, the altos and tenors are joining us on the rhythm that we had before. So moose, yay, okay? Or al, whichever one you have. Now, reading, that's perfectly fine. Just note that when we have those little breaths, we're getting late. So, quo niam tu solus sanctus, tu solus dominus, tu so. See if you can make those even quicker and a breath even more quicker. 208. That's it. Sopranos. And. Good, I want to hear the altos. I can hear Sam singing, I can't hear the rest of them. Can we do pick up to 216? Altos. Altissimos. Right? Yeah, that's great. Altissimos Jesu. So we're going to do head voice, chest voice. Ah. Okay, just that one note, right? One more time. Da, ba. Yeah, all right. Sometimes I'll give you a couple beats, but this one I'm just going to give you breath. Good. I want you to think of them as not connected. Ha-tam, pa, ba, 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 instead of ba, ya, da. It sounds like it's like you're in a hang glider and you get in a little wind vortex. You go, ah, ya, da, da, dum, ba, dum. One more time. Altos. Alte. Yeah, you're in such a beautiful part of the voice for every note except for that one random note. So you have to think of it as a completely different voice. Don't try to bring the head voice down. Just go pa pa da da da, pa pa da da da. Okay, let's do that. We can go pa pa da da da. Stop, pa stop, ba da da. Okay. Stop. Yeah, see, we're still trying to get too high. Do that low note again. And then go back to the high note in the next line. Yeah, that's great. Let's do that again. Yeah, yeah, that's great. You know, the fun part is that like you're in such a beautiful high head voicey tone. It's like, it's great, but you just have this one pesky note that's just not part of it at all. Right? Now let's just do it in C2, ready? Yeah, and you should relish those high notes because the sopranos are nowhere near those notes. Okay, let's do everybody from 208. Wait. Wait, listen to the pitches again. We're all just kind of like, which one is this? Oh, that one. Good. Go back to bar 225. Circle the words più stretto. And then my favorite part is why? Because you have the Holy Spirit. Cum sancto spiritu. We get more excited. We get more spirited. Now, that makes the ta-da-da-da-da-da, ta-da-da-da. It makes it a little quick, but you're really doing a great job. Now, let's go to the traditional end, which is these amens. These long sort of amens are very, very common for older music, and it's present here for this one. Okay, let's do 245. Now, first of all, note that you are kind of all coming in at different times, And sopranos, that's kind of a high note to come in on. So what I want to do is I want to read it slowly. Pa, 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 pa. And we're just going to slowly read through it for the first time. This is our first time going for it. I would just go for it. Remember, the cardinal rule for sight reading is rhythm. Doesn't make a difference about notes. Just go for it. This is our reading. That's the whole point, okay? Actually, now why don't we start from 243? And we're going to do relatively slow. 2, 3, 2. Sopranos, and. Basses, and. And 1. And. Hell, 2, and. And. Here we go. And. It's getting better every single time. 1, 2, 3. And. One, 2. Solo tahamen. Everybody in. Yeah, that's great. Now remember, this is rehearsal. You come in the wrong place, doesn't make a difference whatsoever. The point is that you went for it, and that is so much more important than anything else. Last 4 bars. Good. With no time whatsoever. We're not going to make it slower at the end. That is the end of the Gloria. So the Gloria started from whatever page you had at the very beginning that we did, and then we went all the way to here. That's the second of 5 parts of a Mass. We have the Kyrie, and then we have the Gloria, and then next is the Credo. So the Gloria in this version has 3 parts. The first and the third part. The first part we did quite a bit of work on. Third part we've just read through all of it, and we haven't done the second part, which is a solo, a sort of duet between a cello and a baritone with the chorus behind us. But this is the end of the big second movement. So what I've done is, like, for instance, in my score, I have the 5 parts of the Mass, Kyrie, Gloria, Credo, Sanctus, Agnus Dei, in yellow. So I know that there's inner parts. When we say the second part of the Mass, this is this entire 297 measures is this entire huge Gloria, okay? So let's go back and do a little bit of things. The very last 4 bars, Amen, Amen, Amen. Can you make it a little less than sustain? Amen, Amen. So a little bit separate, okay? Let's do the last 4 bars. That's great. Great. It makes it more definitive. It says, look, this is the end of this section. Okay? Now let's go backwards. Just literally just backwards a little bit. We're going to go from 2, 7, 6. 2, 7, 6. Sopranos, as we've noted before, that grace note is not a grace note. It's ta, 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 da, ta, da, ta. Leon, do you mind playing from 276, just a soprano line with the right rhythm? Yeah. Ta pa pa da dee da dum. Okay, let's just sopranos just hear that. Yeah, man right. Yeah, and then take a big breath right before the held C's. So right, da pa pa ah ha 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 man amen amen ah. Okay. Can we do that with, actually, no. Let's do this just the tenors and basses. Tenors, basses, same place. 276. Yeah. So tenors, you're going to do the same thing the sopranos did. At the very end of 278, after the first note, take a big breath before your repeated Cs. Okay? Let's just hear the basses only. Yeah, good. Put a little D in front. Da ha ha man, da ha ha ha, da ha ha man, amen, amen, amen. Okay, let's do sopranos. Sorry, tenors only. Ha ha ha. Good. Yeah. Ta ha and ha ha man. Forte. Suddenly we change from piano light to trumpet like, right? And then alto. End. And then that's great, really great reading. I would put a tiny D at the beginning of each of those da because otherwise it doesn't cut through. Everybody, 276. Good. Yeah, when you have the eighth note pickup. Ah ha ha man. Ah ha ha man. Can we just do that? Let's do everybody bar 282. Don't sing the downbeat, but 282. So coming in the second half of the bar. I'll just give you one, right? Okay? And one. Yeah. So you're waiting for it. You're corked and ready to go. Ah ha ha man. Ready? And one. That's fantastic. It's like you're jumping on it because you're so excited. Ha ha ha, man, right? And one. Next one. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, every single note you're doing with clarity, ha ha ha, man. There's no issue with rhythm. It just becomes really great. So that sort of excited surprise breath is what's going to help us when you have an eighth rest. So altos and basses only. Can we start from 276? Ha ha ha, man, ha, man, ha ha ha, man, right? And. One, two. That's exactly it, right? And then basses on bar 280. This is sopranos for you too. The first quarter note, make into an eighth note and take a breath. And then so you go, what's an A? Amen, ah. Okay, make sure that becomes a little bit more trumpet-like. That was really great. That was really great. Let's do it one more time, okay? It's just that, ah, ha, ha, man. And, basses, and. That's it. And. 2, 3, 1. Yeah, that's great. It makes it sound so you're singing it like, oh, this what? That's so easy. We can do that. That's great. Let's do 276. Everybody, 276. Sopranos and tenors. Make sure you jump on that repeated Cs. And go. And. Orchestra, everybody. Amen, amen. Orchestra, everybody. Oh, that's great. Now, that we sang is the motivic. It means it's the thing that makes up the entire amen. You have these eighth notes for little things. that has entrances all over the place. So sopranos, let's go back to 243, and I want you to hear what's in the orchestra right before that. So we're going to start at 243, okay? And you're not going to sing, but you're just going to listen to what's in the orchestra. Ready? End. So, bum, 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 bum is exactly in the orchestra. It goes up a high, and then it comes back down. So you have your notes exactly there. The only thing you need to do is get that surprise breath that comes in, right? Now, the altos and tenors, you do that surprise breath one beat later than the sopranos. So what we want to hear is, ah ha, ah ha, ha ha. Let's do the the altos and tenors on your first entrance. This is bar 2, 4, 4, 5, 6, 246 with pickup, right? I'm going to give you 1, 2, ta pa, right? 1, 2. I can hear you. I can hear you thinking. But wait, that's different. Altos. The fun thing is on bar 249, your first 3 notes are something different, and then you go back to what was the duet with the tenors. Okay, let's do that. Let's do tenors and altos, same thing again. Ha ha ha, men, right? 1, 2. And. Let's do the sequence. Yep, nice. Let's do tenors 249. Leon, do you mind playing it once through? Listen to this. We have a little sequence. Ready? 1. You see that the top note, the first note for each of those goes down 1. It's a little sequence. You sing the same thing almost 3 times in a row. Right? Here we go. I'll give you 1 breath. And 1. And. That's it. That's it. You're getting there. That's great. Let's do it one more time. And 1. And. That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. Altos, I want you to join them on 249, but starting from the 4th note. Exactly what they're basically singing, but just in duet, okay? I'll give you 1, 2, okay? And 1. Good. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it if you don't mind playing just for now. Yeah, 249, right? Ready? Here we go. And 1. Good. That's great. So altos, it's a little bit hard because you're changing your dance partner. You're starting with the tenors, and then all of a sudden you switch to the basses, and you go back to the tenors. So you just have to be aware that those chord notes, ta, pa, ta, are exactly what the basses do. So nice thing is you're sitting next to them. Okay? Everybody from 243. 243. Don't sing the downbeat, we're just get an entrance in. 1. And 1. And. Surprise! And. It's just so cute. And here we go. And. Orchestra. Or the soloist. Orchestra. Yeah. So there's one section of that we did not look at except for 2 passes. But because we had worked on that quote motive many times before, you just did it, right? Now there's one section of this that's the harder part, which is that we haven't really looked at 253. 253, okay? Let's do sopranos and altos there. Right? 2, 3, 1. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let's do sopranos alone. Sopranos alone, 2, 3, 1. That's really great. Can you give me an F note? Ba da da, pa da da, dee da da, pa da da. Can you make it the same thing like we did the 16th notes? Put a little space before the high note. Pa da da, pa 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 da da, da 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 da. Okay. Sopranos. Let's do 245. 245. Is that what I want to do? No. 253. 253. And 1. Good, yeah. It's cool because it's just pa da ha 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 ha. It's like you're doing your vocalize exercise. It's just ha 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 ha. Let's do tenors and basses. 255. 255. Basses, that's very high. Good luck. Okay, ready? I'll give you 1, 2. And 1, 2. Yeah, good. Let's do the basses alone. Basses alone. Falsetto is perfectly fine. Ready? 1, 2. Good. So the exact same thing as the sopranos. When you go down, can you put a little break before that? Pa pa da ta 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 ta. Right? One more time. Basses. That's great. That doesn't seem high at all. Ready? 1. That's great. With the tenors. Mit tenore. Those 2 languages at the same time. Ready? And 1, 2. That's great. 253. 253. Let's see how much we can get done in 4 minutes. 253. Ready? And 1. Good. Let's start from the amens. This is, no, let's do from the più stretto. So this is 2, 2, 2, 5. $227. Okay. We'll just do the same tempo we've been doing for now. And. That's excellent. Get ready. The end of the piece. This is pure Haydn. That's great. Now, we have read now the entirety of the first two movements, right? There are parts of the first movement that we have to just kind of remind ourselves and work on a little bit because some of the movements it goes a little bit quickly, right? There's some things here. We got some really beautiful shapes. We got this amen and the motive, really, really nice. So those are the things we're going to continue to build on, okay? That's really great. Let's do announcements, and then we'll take a break. Announcements first.
if any of those stages is too high or too low, it's going to generate static.
Yeah, right.
But this is a USB mic, so it's already digital by the time it hits this cord.
Yeah.
So
And it's omnidirectional, right?
it depends on how you set the mode. You've always set it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's omnidirectional. I can't remember. That's a sideways A, and this is not sideways A. I can't remember the difference between the two. I read it one time.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at this thing before.
But we always run this all the way counterclockwise.
Okay,
So I haven't figured it out yet. Christian hasn't figured it out yet, but hopefully next week we can do
Figure
some
it out.
experimentation before rehearsal and figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Okay.
It's convenient having him at home to actually listen to it.
Yeah.
So
I've been trying to listen to the stream. I've peeked at it occasionally, but I haven't really.
yeah, I haven't listened to it at all. Yeah. So that's our everything else sounds great.
Yep.
That's our only problem is the chorus
I
coming over
always
this
worry
way.
when I control the volume because I turn it up. And
Mingle's a little bit too
it
loud.
can be a little too loud.
Mingle's a little bit loud. Not offensive.
Ming is difficult because his volume level goes from here to here.
Exactly.
So he's down here and I turn it up.
Because he is hard to monitor. Because he varies his volume so much.
I keep wishing that when Sam's up there and he's wanting to comment, I keep wishing he'd just leave his headset on. Because the stream definitely isn't going to hear that. And it's pretty interesting stuff most of the time. All right.
I'd say the chorus sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I thought, I don't know whether we've sung this before and forgotten about it or what. It just feels so familiar.
I've never sung it before.
I don't think I have. I don't know.
The harmonies are quite good. This one's a little twisty. These little lines up and down.
Hiding like that.
Okay. Oh, this is on. Andiamo. Okay. Sanctus. Sanctus. Forte. Okay. Remember, we're doing French, Latin, just to expand our minds. Which will be fun because then the French choir will probably do it in Italian, Latin. Okay. Good, yeah. Remember, you will not be able to hear the harp and the violins, or not violins, depending on which version you do of this. So you have to make sure that we're together, okay? Sanctus. And then when you go, you have to know that you get higher every single time. And as you get higher, just like we do in Baroque music, you get louder. So you go up the phrase. If it's just calm, peaceful, oscillating between two notes, not that much. When you go to the A flat, the D flat, ba da 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 da, ba da da ba da da ba ba da da. Let's go back from the beginning.
Should all the basses sing the first bass part?
Yes.
Thank you.
Have fun. Good, yeah. Now, it sounds like you're putting the consonant on the downbeat, which makes it sound late. The vowel is always on the downbeat, so you have to go za, za. You have to make sure that that first initial sound is before the beat. Okay, beginning again. Almost. And go. Yeah. Now, this is great. What I want to do is I want you, Leon, if you don't mind, playing the pedal bass line louder when we do that. Now, that is one of my favorite parts because that's when the bass line changes, right? So you go up, bass line changes. So the key, it's much, much better. It's much better. When we had the first one, sanctus, sanctus, because you're holding it for longer, it's easier to be on time. When we have the quarter notes, that's where we find we get a little bit behind, okay? Weirdly, 60 to the chord note is not what people do. Okay? Beginning again. Don't be late. Don't be late. Here we go. Go, 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 go. Nice. Let's do the last chords, 53, 53. Let me just hear the tenors and basses first. So the baritones should be the loudest. You're the root of the chord, and then the bass twos are actually relatively soft. The tenor twos are relatively soft. Tenor ones are a little bit louder, but the baritones are the ones that are the strongest of that voice part, okay? Listen to the chord again. Let's just hear the baritones. Let me just hear the baritones, ta and yeah. Za, ah. Drop your jaw a little bit more. Za and yeah, it's a little bit low, right? But can I have the tenor ones join us? Za, za, and now that's the basis of the chord. Bass twos join in and be a little bit softer than those two. Ready? And yeah, no third. I hear somebody singing this note, but you should not be singing that note. You should be ta pa. But I need the bass twos to be softer, right? They should be baritones, bass twos pretty soft, tenor ones pretty firm, right? And now tenor twos, tuck yourself into that chord. The third is always the softest, okay? And remember to be high because it's a third. And yeah. So that is very, very tight writing in very low pitches. And that's the only way to get that chord to sound like an actual chord rather than just kind of like low notes, right? So the baritones being quite strong there is really important. And then altos, you are also the bass chord, bass note. So when you come in, that could be strong. And then sopranos, as you know, you're the third of the chord. So it needs to be high in pitch, but also soft. So we're going to start from bar 53. Sopranos, don't sing that high E flat, but we're going to do the basses and tenors, and then sopranos and altos coming in the next chord, okay? And. Yeah. Now, can you make that not super accented? Sanctus. Right? Just kind of just go, right? One more time, same thing. That chord sounds beautiful. It really sounds beautiful. Yeah. Just make it, sound is actually really high pitched. And so when one person does it, literally you can hear, the entire room can hear it. So the way you just did it there is going to be great, okay? It's going to be very, very soft, very supple, and I promise you we're going to hear it. It's the exact opposite of duh. Duh, we never hear. S's, we hear like across the room, okay? Oh, good. That's good. Sopranos. Bar 39. You are the standard bearer. You take us from this beautiful lyrical line into that sort of march. And so that crescendo is significant because it's like you're opening the doors and all the light of, the glaring light is right there, okay? Can we just do that? Can we sing Oza? Just say, everybody say Oza. Not Hosa, it's O-za. There's no H's. We don't sing H's, and it's a za. O-za, okay? Let's do, can we do 35? 35. And go. Yeah. Yeah, it was like the most sure thing that you've ever been, the most sure you've ever been about anything in your entire life. It's like, this is the door that's $1 million. Like, we're going to go through this door, okay? The crescendo goes through. Can you sing the first parts in head voice? I hear a bunch of people in mixed voice. Can you give the B flat again? And so, and yeah, good. Hosanna in, Hosanna u. I want you to open up the back. You can see I dropped my jaw quite a bit. Ready? And yeah. That was so beautiful. But you have to continue it. The crescendo goes on, right? You went da 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 ba. We hit the note. Ba da 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 da. So crescendo, sempre crescendo da 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 da. Right? Let's do that, and everybody coming in pretty soon. And that's it. Keep on going. Excellent. One and two and three. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's the hardest thing because people want to make it faster. Oza. Oza. Make sure that they're two separate notes, not Oza. Oza, right? 1 and 2 and 3. Excelsior. And that's it. Yeah, beautiful. Really, really nice S. Really, really nice S. Sopranos regular C's. And we make sure it's not in, it's een. Een, een. Everything's a little bit brighter. Okay, let's do that from the beginning of this movement. Don't take this movement for granted. It is, I always have to think, it's horizontal. It's the most horizontal thing I know. Here we go. One and two and three. And here we go again. Here we go, and with a smile on your face, ha. That's beautiful. Let's do Agnus Dei for fun. Useat. Kia. Ki. Oh, that's so gorgeous, isn't it? Tenors. Dolce espressivo is an oxymoron. That doesn't usually happen in music because it's either dolce or espressivo. And so it's a sweet sound, but it should be full. And it should sound like you're in a huge church, but it's a single voice. So I don't think it should be sung piano. I think it should be like it's a mezzo forte. It should feel natural, but a sweet mezzo forte. And so let's start again from the maybe 2 bars before the tenors enter, so bar 5. And again, sing mezzo forte, but in a sweet tone, and I think that'll get what we were looking for. And yeah, that's beautiful. And then the phrase is longer than any human can do. So, what's the C? Agnus Dei qui tollis peccata mundi. Don't take breaths where I took a breath. Just nobody takes a breath where your, person next to you does, okay? Agnus Dei qui tollis? I have to look that up. I think it's key. And sorry, bar 5 again. Bar 5. Key tollis. That's it. Now, a little bit more now. A little more now. Yeah. Yeah. Here are the pitches for this chord. Forte, but warm. And good. Make sure we don't do a glottal stop. On use. Ready, and. Go. Good. Just like, again, we're not going to do sort of the typical high school sort of generic mezzo forte for the entire thing. Forte diminuendo, piano, lift, use de, it has huge crescendo. See if you can do the dynamic contrast, right? And now crescendo. Go. Still forte. Piano. Crescendo. Breath. Yeah, I don't believe you. You're saying, give us peace, grant us peace. And so, dona eis requiem. Can we just do pick up to bar 26? Bar 27. Right? Remember, it's dona, 1, 2. Yeah, almost. That's forte still. And still forte. Yeah, and then you hear the piece that you're looking for, right? Can we go into that? Let's do to the lamb. Let's do 19. Ready? Yeah. Is that? I think your attack on the note is great. I'm just looking for a little bit more volume, right? We don't want it to be accented, but we just need a little bit more volume, right? And. Crescendo. Go. Now cry out and again. Good. I want us in this room, as also the audience, to know that there's a difference between dolce espressivo and then what's written here, which is actually only espressivo. So this one's more. After you've said, please, please grant us peace, then this is a little bit more intense. It's like you've come out and they're just like, no, please, Lamb of God who save us the world, grant us peace. It should have a little bit more intent having gone through what we just sang before, okay? Let's do, I think the Agnus Dei is getting better. 19 one more time. Agnus Dei qui, or qui, whatever. Or Agnus, whatever. And Here we go. And then a little more. The purest. Yeah. The purest. So don't go, right? What are you saying? Eternal light. This is literally the most perfect tone painting of eternal light. It's the purest oo vowel. Nothing else is playing, no orchestra, no chorus, and everything. So you need to be the purest of the eternal light. Right there, and yeah, almost. Now it's low for sopranos, so I need you to think pure head voice, much more than you would do in this range, to make sure that it is not any hint of wamiks or chest voice. Yeah? Yeah, that's great. Now, this is the hardest thing, because you change from just being a nice C to being the third of the chord. So you actually have to think about, even though it's the same pitch, think like it actually gets higher, okay? So when it dips a little bit, it doesn't throw the entire thing off. You keep it refreshed. Right on there, bar 45, and a little higher. End. Go. Here he is. Great. Yeah, this is beautiful. Really, really nice reading. Why don't we just, let's just do a little bit of the first movement, starting from bar 18. Oh, no, that's just tenors. Let's do bar 63 of the first movement. And Leon and I are going to start at 61. First movement, bar 61. Beautiful. Okay. I am abroad for the next 3 weeks in Spain for random concerts. We have some of our favorite people coming in. Derek is here next week. Eric is here next week after that. And then Ash, who is it the New Oakland Symphony Chorus, is going to be coming in and working with you. So it's going to be a fun month. Be good for them. But have a great time. Okay, we'll see you. And thank you again, Leon. So I'll see you,